You thought we were gone. They thought we were gone, Marcus.
We ain't never gonna leave.
We ain't never leaving. I'm not motherfucking leaving. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Poor Judgment. As you can see, obviously, we dropped this episode on Friday. Uh, isn't there a special day Friday, Marcus?
I listen. I think it's probably one of the most important days in my personal life. You know, it's a day of freedom, but mostly for beer.
That's right. We're talking about beer, baby. We're talking about 4th of July, USA, USA,
USA.
USA, America, fuck yeah. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Poor Judgment here on 4th of July. And today we wanted to drop this episode on 4th of July because we wanted to celebrate the day and talk about some icons, some American icons. That's right, American icons.
Only the best of icons.
The best of the best. So if you're coming here looking for some Beyonce, you ain't gonna find it here. I mean, she's American, but she ain't an icon to us, huh?
Well, the best ain't even close. You say Beyonce, the best ain't even near.
Ain't even close. So, with this, we're going to obviously talk about some icons, and we're going to do it in snake draft form. I did a little different myself this time. I kind of listed the stuff, and I kind of want to see where we go, and I'll pick as we get there.
So I have a list of like, I think I have like 10 or 15. And then right under that, I have a list of 5. But this is very well fluid. Depending on how we start moving with this draft and which way it turns, I might start picking some other stuff. I got some good picks in here. I got some funny picks in here that I think would be absolutely great. But I gotta make sure I win. Like,
that's
at the
true.
end of the day,
that's true.
Sure
I got like 1 or 2, and I have a secret sleeper that I feel so confident that you're gonna let it slip that I'm gonna pick it up in the 5th. Guarantee it right now. I'm gonna pick it up in the 5th because I know you're gonna sleep on it. Because it's kind of a thought I had, but I wasn't sure if I fully wanted to do it, but we're going to. I consulted my beautiful girlfriend back there. She consulted me on it, and I don't know if she fully agreed, but, we're here anyway.
Yeah, you know what? Who cares?
We're doing it anyway.
Petra did not agree on half of my list either, so.
That sounds about right. So, in honor of it, today we chose, we're not going to do any special ones. We decided we wanted to do beer, the American beverage. And we decided that for today, we weren't going to tell each other what we picked. We were going to show it right here, right now on the pod. And so the goal was to just pick the most American beer you can think of. I'm scared to know what the choices were for you.
You know what? There were a couple. I can tell you this. I'm more of an IPA person.
Yeah, I know you are, yeah.
There is a brewery out in the Bay Area called 21st Amendment that does a lot of like American like IPA stuff. And I was like, but that's not wide known.
Yeah, fair.
So I'll go first in displaying my beer. I will give my pitch of why I think it's the most American beer.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
Watch this be a Heineken.
You know, it's funny, dude. When I was starting to do research, Heineken is the #1, like, West Coast, quote unquote, highest selling American beer. And I was like, that's not what I'm looking for.
Right. But you're like, that's not what I meant.
Okay.
I thought about fucking with you and pulling up a Guinness too.
Same. And then I was like, I can't. There's no argument there. So there was one that popped in my head, which I think you went with. I'm not going to say it. Don't tell me it. I think you went Bud Light. Okay. I'm not 100% sure, but if you went Bud Light, that's fine. Here's my argument against it. They just went through a controversy, which I think dropped them out of #1 American beer. Okay.
Okay.
So this is why I went with what I would consider the most American beer. It has water straight out of the Rockies, baby. We're going a good old Coors Light banquet.
Oh, is that a banquet,
It's a
bro?
banquet.
Oh, I forgot about a good old
That's
banquet.
right, baby.
Bro, that
And
shit's fire. No lie.
ready? Here we go.
Little ASMR.
Let's listen to it.
Beautiful, crispy. Bro, I totally forgot about that.
Water straight out of the Colorado Rockies. Ain't nothing more American.
What's funny is that somebody hyped us up on that, and then we went to that concert, got some, and we were like, bro, we fuck with this now.
Yeah. It is 15 times better than just a newer, like normal Coors. I was never a Coors person.
Mm-hmm.
I was forced into the tradition of drinking Coors. I did not choose it willingly. But then when I found the banquets, I was like, cool, that's it. That's my new, like, easy to pick up at any grocery store sipper.
Okay. Well, you are wrong on the Bud Light, unfortunately. Although I should have gotten that because I do fuck with some Bud Light, regardless of the controversy. No, I chose something, and it's funny, my can's like twice your can size. I chose something that's straight piss, but it's American piss. It's straight up, it's your father-in-law's favorite.
Oh, dude,
It's also my future brother-in-law's favorite.
Uh-huh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a Pabst Blue Ribbon, baby.
Good
All
old
American.
PBR.
A little PBR for you. And look. Ooh.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't know if anyone heard that.
Oh, damn. That was a good one, too. I did one swift motion.
You got to do it behind the little freaking.
Oh, I should have done it behind my phone. Damn, my efficiency.
Damn. You know what? I almost did. There were two in the running after I decided Busch Light was not the beer. It was either going to be PBR. I should say three because I picked Coors. It was either going to be Coors, PBR, or I almost went Sam Adams simply for the name.
Ooh, I almost went Sam Adams too, just because of our boy Sam Adams.
Right? Exactly.
With the autographed piece of paper.
Exactly.
So I did choose PBR, and it already tastes like piss, and I'm okay with that.
See, here's the difference. I'm actually enjoying this.
Yeah, yours actually sounds lovely.
And here's the difference. You bought that one tall boy, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I got a 24 rack in the fridge right now.
Bruh, and you
Ready to
ain't
go.
invite me? I should have came up. Hey, save it for October. We're cooking in October, bro.
I'll buy 3 of them for October.
You're like, what the fuck you mean?
I ain't
Save.
saving. That's sacrilegious.
All right, to get us started on the draft,
Cool.
we're gonna flip a coin. I'll let you pick.
Okay.
What do you want, heads or tails?
I'm going to tails. Tails never fails.
Oh, you got it.
Yep. That's
All right. All right, bitch McGee, go first.
Okay. My lineup here has no theme. I normally go themes. This time I decided to just go randomness. My number one pick, I think, is the most iconic, like simple, iconic American thing. If you showed it to anyone, they would recognize it and know it is not the American flag, because I think that's a basic answer. It is the bald eagle.
Ooh, good choice.
Just screech. You just think of freedom. You see that bird, and it's undeniable, unmistakable. You think America.
Your bald eagle sounded like Peach falling in Mario.
It kind of did. I can't get my voice high enough.
You're like, I still have everything down there, so I have my voice.
I can only bring it up so many octaves.
Okay, I did have bald eagle on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to go with probably the most iconic thing in the United States, which is the Statue of Liberty.
You know what? Here's why you go first. You explain why that is the most American iconic thing.
So listen, I know that, what was it? The French gave it to us.
Exactly.
I know the French gave it to us, but listen, ain't nothing like beating their ass, and then they give us a prize for it, and then we turn around and it becomes our most iconic thing. Think about it. Everyone docks in, the immigrants and everything come from, they go through New York, they dock in New York, and what do they see? Beautiful old beautiful green old lady standing there holding the torch that unites us. Bro, that's pure American right there. I don't care if it did come from the French. Fuck the French, bro. That's ours.
Exactly. That's why you can't pick. It's not, it is an icon. That is a French icon. That is a false god.
Don't bring that false god into this room.
Listen, dude, I thought about it and then I started thinking that's not even American. It's not American made. You can't have a sticker made in America on that because it was not.
It don't need to be. As far as I'm concerned, that thing unites us more than we've ever seen. That motherfucker go down and we all go into fight in war.
I tell you this, it goes down, I'm going to clap. I'm going to celebrate. You know what? Get rid of it. Now you know what we need over there? We need a statue of Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. How does this theme song go? For the rights of every man. I don't know the words, but
or Macho Man Randy Savage, even better.
You know who I would say for that? That's probably the most American. Stone Cold Steve Austin, bro.
You know what? Yes.
That man is the father we all literally had just and didn't know we did.
2 hands up with 2 beers in them and just liquid coming out and just perfect.
What was that motion again?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Well, since I got number 2 now,
go ahead.
For my second pick, I decided to go with the original signed autographs. The original I was gonna say trading cards, but which brings me to a second point. But anyways, I'm going with the Constitution of the United States of America, baby.
Okay.
Give me that Constitution. That's an original autograph. It fundamentally made our country.
Yep.
It told Britain to kiss our ass, which I meant to start the podcast off with fuck Britain, but I'm also part British, so that's unfortunate.
Same.
Unfortunately, we are. But fuck them anyways. We're Americans.
Exactly.
So I'm going with the Constitution of the United States. Give me John Hancock's big hand signature on that bitch.
You know what? Great pick.
Thank you.
In that same vein is going to be my second round pick. There is nothing more American than a white man with several kids, illegitimate, starting the country. My number 2 icon is Thomas Jefferson.
Okay. You know what? Controversial, but we'll take it.
We'll take it. Listen, I can't.
A white man starting a family.
A family? Boy had like 13 children he didn't know about.
Yeah, we know. We knew about it. He didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true American right there.
That's true American right there.
Have a kid and dip out. He told them, I'll see you when you become president, knowing damn well they weren't going to become president.
Exactly. Thomas Jefferson.
Okay. Which, by the way, what I meant to say was when I mentioned the autograph thing, is it me or do you want original? Like, I've seen it on TikTok. I want the trading cards that are like presidential cards. Like I saw a dude have a rookie George W. Bush card. Yes. I want one so bad.
I love those. And there is a card called Divorced Dads. There's a card set called Divorced Dads.
Oh, I have seen those where it's all like you go to court.
Yeah.
Lose a
the card is alimony.
Yeah.
Like
I want that as well.
Oh.
I have seen that. All right.
Okay.
So
third round.
I almost took it from you. I was like,
like, wait a second, hold on. Third round pick. And this goes perfectly with both of our beers. When you think America, you think cowboys. And when you think cowboys, you think country music. We're going good old country music.
Damn.
Thought that was the sleep. Was that the sleeper?
No. That's not the sleeper. No, the sleeper it's still in there, but that's a good one. Honestly, like I didn't even think about that. It's funny because when I was forming the list, I was trying to think of the most American rock band. I didn't even think of the most American country band.
You know what?
Or country singer.
I was sitting here going like, maybe I want to go country singer, and I was like, no, because it's not just one singer. Like it's the whole lifestyle. Like people will pay thousands of dollars to wake up at 4 a.m. on a dude ranch to go bale hay, ride horses, sit by a campfire, and then go sleep in the cabin at night. It's crazy, but people pay for that because it's such like an iconic lifestyle of the creation of this country.
All right.
And what comes along with that lifestyle? Country music.
Country concerts, baby. You know what? That's a good pick. I'm actually kind of stunned. That was a good one. I didn't even think about that. I literally was like trying to think of a rock band that was in America, and I was like, I don't really listen to Bruce Springsteen and stuff. So
you know what, Bruce Springsteen though would have been a pretty good pick. Like a solid. My next two picks kind of are my comedy funny picks, but they stick with the theme. Country music was like my leeway. I almost went with George Strait, like just straight George Strait, the most Americanized country, like well-known.
Yeah, the
artist.
king of country.
Yeah, and then I was like, you know what? Now we'll just do the whole thing, whole genre.
Just give it all to me. Okay. So for pick 3,
yep,
I'm going with a song, and I'm going with a song that defines us.
Yep, go ahead.
That was a party jammer that carried us through the 2000s. And you know what that motherfucker comes on now? And you have the young kids singing it.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going with Party in the USA by Miley fucking Cyrus.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I had to take it at 3. I almost wanted to let it slip, but I was like, you know what? I can't. He's smart. I got to take it now while I got it.
You know what? You could have let it slip. It did pop up. That's one of the 15 that are on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Great pick. I mean, all throughout high school, we were heading back from like football games, and we'd have like rock music, and then all of a sudden that would come on, and it's literally a bus full of football dudes just singing "Party in the USA." Like
that's the thing; it transcends any like humiliation or anything. It's just a banger. It's straight banger.
Yeah,
and you're like, yeah, let's have a party in the USA. I always put my hands up.
That's true.
So I felt like that is the jam for me, for the US. So I had to go with Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus.
Honestly, great. Once you started off at the beginning, I was thinking, is he going Pledge of Allegiance? Is he going God Bless America? and then you went 2000s, and I was like, that's for sure not either of those.
You're like, I was off a couple of centuries.
I was way off. But you know what? Great pick. Great pick.
Thank you. So for number 4, I'm going with an icon that really defines what it means to be an American.
Okay.
That truly brings out what it means to be a leader and what it means to be an American throughout all situations, and represents us on so many levels. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going America's ass, Captain America.
You know what? Petra brought that up, and I was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
At 4th round, I feel like that's a decent pick. But you're coming up with a made up character?
I'm going only because here was my original thought. At first I was just going to take comic books in general, because I found out that comic books were made in America. Right? It's basically our form of mythology.
Okay.
But I decided, you know what? I just want one that I think represents the most American version of it. Yep. So that's why I did it. It's not that I don't, and trust me, when we get to the sleeper, I got you.
Okay.
But I wanted to do Captain America because I feel like he embodies all the comics. In Marvel, he carries his teams, and he's got America's ass. That's America's ass right there.
That is America's ass.
That's America's ass. And so, I had to go with Captain America. I was debating on if you were going to pick either of them. My backup was going to be Superman, but I'm glad I kind of was waxing and waving on if I even wanted to put him on the list, but I wanted to. Is it waxing and waving? Wavering?
Listen, I'll tell you this. I've never heard that saying in my entire life. Waxing and waving? What in the fuck? Now we're just making up shit.
Now we're
You know
just
what?
making a
For now on, I'm just gonna make up sayings. We're just slithering and sliding, just waxing and waving.
we're just frog burping out here.
Yeah. You know what? I like it. Waxing and waving. Okay.
I feel like nobody's ever corrected me on that either. They just like, okay, and they keep pushing.
Whatever,
it.
just keep going. It's just like when you have something in your teeth and no one tells you about it.
Oh, bro, that's like
I'm that one dude who's gonna tell you, hey, you got something in your teeth. Waxing and waving.
You got some shit in your teeth.
Okay.
All right, so pick
You know
number
what?
4, Captain America.
Yeah, I like it. I think it is a good pick. Now that I'm sitting, you're explaining it. He represents American values. Like, okay, I can see it.
Yeah. He doesn't always win the fight, but you know what? He damn near almost always wins the fight.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though
That
we're
is very
undefeated.
true. Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go re-up on a beer.
This man pounded one. See, this is why I brought a tall cup. This is
That's
why
right.
I brought a long one. Because I knew this was going to be a long podcast. But with that being said, we're going to bring it to our sponsor. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
I brought it back from our sponsorship of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh, okay. Pabst Blue Ribbon.
If
Okay.
Pabst sponsored us, would you let him take? Would you do?
Oh, 100%.
He's like, I'll take anything.
100%.
You're like, we're poor. We'll take anything.
Yeah. All right, here's another. Ready?
Beautiful. That was the makeup for my failure.
Cool. All right. So my number 4. I'm gonna go with one of the most watched series, I guess, in all of America by both men and women.
This is going to
That
be good.
just is the epitome of the American culture, and that's NASCAR.
Okay. A little controversial, but okay.
I think it is not controversial at all. It is Chevy, Ford, Toyota now, right? Trying to fit as much horsepower as possible in a vehicle for them to do circles. And guess what you do while they do circles? You just drink. And I'm going to tell you this from personal experience. This is a 4-day event. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And guess what happens each night? There's a campground next to every racing track that RVs, trailers, tents, people just party all night, and there's nothing but rednecks. Nothing.
Just rednecks.
Just straight rednecks, PBR, Coors, Bud Light, doing redneck stuff,
USA.
lifted trucks, fat tires in these parking lots.
You know what? You inspired me. I feel ready to do it. I feel ready to hit my first NASCAR.
Oh, it is so much fun. The one that's closest to us is not a circle, it's an actual road course, but the weekend that is included in that is unreal.
Oh man.
Horsepower, cars, beer, rednecks, lifted trucks, like that's America right there.
That's pure America.
That's pure America. You take from Nevada all the way to probably Ohio down to Florida, you make that like little circle cut. That is where NASCAR lives. That's where they
true.
thrive. And that's majority of America right there.
That is true. I like that you left out California.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that's 100% an anomaly that needs to be handled. You're right. Now that you brought it up and you brought up those points, I agree. Because you know what? If North Korea is going to point missiles at us and they're like, let's look on them, let's point a little microscope and see where it is. If they looked at any of the NASCAR races, they would be like, this is pure American right here.
If they watched the Daytona 500, people walking around with corn dogs, PBRs, Coors, like Jack and Cokes,
Preach.
with a Dale Earnhardt T-shirt.
Well,
Tony Tony Stewart. I almost said Tony Stark.
I saw it. I saw you make the S,
It
and I
took
was
me a
like,
second. Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson.
Preach on, preacher.
None of which race anymore because that's the kids, the people I was
People
growing up
still wear
on.
Jordan's jersey, so it don't matter.
That's true. Like I think that if I was to take someone who came over from a different country and they're like, "Hey, listen, I want you to show me like an event that encompasses the American lifestyle," and you took them to a NASCAR event, their mind would be blown.
They're like, oh my God.
They would literally start saluting the flag. They would instantly know the Pledge of Allegiance.
I'm proud to be an American.
And they'd be sitting there scratching their neck, being like, I don't know why I have a hankering for a beer.
Does anybody have a nicotine patch like a Zin or an Upper Decky?
Exactly.
Start speaking perfect English too.
All right. So there's number 4.
Just review your 4 real quick before you give me number 5.
So far, number 1, bald eagles. Number 2, Thomas Jefferson. Number 3, country music. Number 4, NASCAR.
Okay, beautiful.
Okay. Now, I'm going to do 3. I think I had 3 funny ones that I really wanted to do.
Okay.
That are like my honorable mentions.
Okay.
Number 1 is the Tiger King.
Carol Bass. Killed her husband, whacked him.
Listen, unfortunately and fortunately, we have a lot of those characters in the middle of the United States. Like, maybe not an icon, but he did become an icon due to the TV series. Like,
you're not wrong. Only in other countries they watch that and they're like fucking Americans.
Yeah, fucking Americans, right? Like, the other one, kind of in the same vein, was Gatorland in Florida.
Okay, I've heard of it.
Literally just a theme park full of alligators.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a reverse zoo.
Exactly. And the last honorable mention was the atomic bomb.
You know what? I almost said it too.
Right?
I thought about it. I was like, should I do nuclear weapon?
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people have nuclear weapons, right? I think we're the only one who's ever dropped an atomic bomb. Like, I almost went with the B-2 bomber, and I was like, that's kind of controversial.
Right, especially right now. You know what? No, it's funny because I thought about the same thing. I said, okay, should I do nukes? Because, I mean, it's a tragedy what happened, but we did fuck them up. So, like, that was the turning point of the war. Like,
it's a double-edged sword.
They saw that, we're like, whoa, hey. Maybe we're on the wrong side of this thing.
Cool.
I almost went nuclear. I almost went atomic bomb too.
Yeah, I think it was a good one.
Yeah.
For my 5th round pick, which I think I got a pretty good bargain here at 5th round.
Okay.
I think this is one of the most iconic piece of American food. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking the chili cheese dog. It's not. But we're going the Philly cheesesteak.
Terrific pick.
The Philly cheesesteak.
I fuck up a Philly cheesesteak, bro.
Dude. From the East Coast, from Philadelphia, basically one of the home, the state where the entire U.S. was built from, had their own sandwich, and it is perfection of just meat and cheese and minimal vegetables loaded on a very thick piece of carb bread.
Carb bread?
Trans fat, saturated fat, carbs. That is America right there.
That's America's sandwich.
That's America's sandwich.
You know, it's funny because in other places, like, they don't have like the provolone and stuff. They do the Swiss, like the canned cheese. I've yet to have that, but I really want to try that because I heard it's fire. I heard it's fire, bro. We gotta do it.
we got to make a trip.
All right, my turn.
Go ahead.
All right. So I'm gonna review my list real quick.
Go
So at
ahead.
number one, I had Statue of Liberty,
Mm-hmm.
which was a French gift.
Trash. Go ahead.
Constitution, the
Great.
original
Mm-hmm.
signature book. I had Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus, Anthem of the US, and I had Captain America, aka America's Ass,
Yep.
leader of us. um, my honorables and stuff weren't as great. I had a couple of your basic ones, like I had the US flag and
Yep.
stuff. But you know what? I also had American football
I
because
same.
we're
Yep.
the only ones that play that. We're trying to push that so far.
Yep.
I too also had the atomic bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, we fucking them up so bad. And this one, shout out to Alexa. Actually, she brought this up, and I was like, wow, that's actually a good one. Was Rocket Pops?
Oh,
Right.
interesting. Red, white, and blue.
Yeah, she said
You
it, and
know
I was
what?
like,
I
oh
like
shit.
I like it. That would have been a good one.
I told you she's a smart one between the two
Yeah.
of us. Yeah, I was like, you know what? I almost said it instead of Captain America, to be honest with you. I almost said it.
It's there. It's there. Okay.
Yeah. So Rocket Pops is one. But ladies and gentlemen, for my sleeper pick, you were close. You were close at I think number two, right? Was
Okay.
that Thomas Jefferson?
Yeah.
My sleeper pick is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. America himself, Theodore fucking Roosevelt.
Dude, I almost did it. Listen, I do not read. That is not my strong suit.
There's a difference between knowing how to read and not reading.
Correct. I know how to read, barely.
I barely.
But I have actually read like 2 or 3 books on good old Teddy.
Mm-hmm. He had that dog in him, didn't he?
He had that dog in him.
That boy was baby. That man was, oh my God. So
listen,
when I was doing research for it, that man had that dog in him. His foreign policy was disgusting. He had the carrot and beat him with it. And then this man, and let it be noted, I learned this actually when on my research. Did you know Teddy Roosevelt's the first American to win the Nobel Peace Prize?
I did.
I did not know that.
From one of my books. He was the most popular, then again, this is a couple years ago. He was the most popular president in foreign nations, that when he was done being president, he would just go around to different countries and give speeches, and his crowds were unheard of.
Exactly.
For a former president who would just go over there and be like, "What's up, guys? Like, my name's Teddy. I'm here. Great to be here.
Yeah, we beat you. But anyway,
welcome.
Welcome to my country."
Dude, Teddy was a dog.
Bro, he had that straight dog in him. This man ran for president, won, killed it, then decided, you know what? I'm going to sit down. I'm good. Let another president come in, fuck it up, and then said, you know what? I'm going to come back and fix it.
I'm going to fix this.
And won. He did it again.
Yes.
So for me, the number one person that embodies that idea of America gotta be Teddy Roosevelt. That boy had that dog in him.
Yeah, man. He was one of the three. Like I was like, I need to pick an iconic, like, presidential / political. George Washington obviously was one. I thought Thomas Jefferson was the funnier pick, so I picked him. But Teddy was up there, and I was like, I got to a point where it's like, dude, I can't just go logical. Like, it's not going to be funny. It's going to be like a boring little podcast. Like, I got to have some sleeper funny picks. Teddy was just one of those where it was like straight logic. Like, you can't argue against it. Dude, that is the best president. If we had someone like Teddy Roosevelt come in and run for president right now, it would be fantastic.
Oh,
Everything
yeah.
would be fixed. Like,
absolutely. Get my vote all day. Let me ask you this, though. Maybe we can make this the hot fire question right here.
Okay. Hot fire question.
If all the presidents got into a fight, who do you think would win?
All of them.
All of them.
Bare knuckle.
Bare knuckle, no weapons. And then we're talking maybe, I'll even say their primes.
Oh, their prime?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, here's the problem where you're talking about prime, okay?
Okay.
Teddy Roosevelt, right, was a military man.
Yeah.
So his prime is going to be
it's up there. Yeah.
Right? But guess who else's prime is going to be up there? George Bush, who was a male
Hey, dad
cheerleader.
or dad or son?
Son, right? Son was a male cheerleader.
I don't know. I know his son was also in the military. I know they both were military, but I think dad was CIA.
There was one of them that I thought maybe I'm just mixing up stuff and it was a complete rumor. I
No,
thought
you you might be. I think son might have been a cheerleader.
one of them
We'll
was
have
a
to
male
fact check
cheerleader.
this.
Like, can you
He got
imagine?
the
Like,
moves.
bro, he's just in shape, holding up people. Like, it's a different kind of in shape too. So you're a military man and you're a male cheerleader. Like, that's pretty in shape.
That is true. This is the man though that sat over here and said, "Fool me once, shame on you. You fool me, you can't get fooled
Can't,
again."
can't keep fooling. Listen, he don't have got to be smart, right? This is bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah, that's true. He just got to hit hard enough.
So I would love to say Teddy. I would love to say Teddy Roosevelt. Uh, the thing LBJ was actually a very big man,
Yeah, so LBJ
right?
was big, and I was thinking of Herbert Hoover too.
Yeah. Uh,
'Cause-
Abraham Lincoln was like 6'3".
Yeah, but he was thin though.
He was thin,
Don't let
but
that Vampire Slayer movie fool you.
yeah. I'm gonna go Teddy just because he's got that dog in him. He's my favorite president. But I
Same.
think there'd be a couple top contenders in there that would give him a run for the money.
Do you think Prime Reagan would hold up a fight?
No.
You know, you think he's just too much of an actor?
Prime Reagan is an actor. Like, you're in body shape just for acting. That's a different
Fair.
kind of working out, cardio. Like,
Fair. Sleeper
No.
pick, FDR.
oh,
Yeah, he just
I
needs
don't know about that.
he just needs to roll himself away,
I don't
watch
know
the
about
fight, and then come in and throw the
that.
wheelchair,
All
bro.
you gotta do is put a stick between his wheels, and he ain't going anywhere.
Hey, he's still got two good arms. Don't let that man get a grip on you, bro. It's
Listen,
over.
you tip his wheelchair over, and he's out the fight. That's it.
Man, straight groundwork. Hey, you know what though? He probably got nasty groundwork though. He will jujitsu your ass down there. Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He's gonna teach you American jiu-jitsu.
I guess.
Don't let him get you on the ground, bro. He putting on nasty work.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I think Teddy Roosevelt would be man enough to be like fisticuffs, and then at the end of it, be like, "Okay, listen, this is a dog fight," and just bring out a bat and
you-
just start whooping ass.
Teddy's
Speak
ruthless.
quietly and carry a big stick, bitch. And just start busting heads.
Teddy's like, you know what? I'm sick of playing with these motherfuckers.
We ending this now.
Right now. You know what's funny is as you kind of think about it, they got softer as it went down a little bit. You know,
Mhm.
like, yeah, you have a few here or there that, but like, I'm talking founding fathers for sure putting up a fight compared to like our current one.
George Washington busts anyone's head open from 83 on. Like, I don't care who you name.
It don't matter. He's
Don't
coming for
matter.
the head.
He's gonna take his wooden teeth out of his
I
mouth
was
and
just
just
gonna
start.
say he has a weapon.
He started taking his wooden teeth out and just busting foreheads.
He's Mike Tyson again.
Exactly.
Well, that's going to do it for us today. As always, we encourage you to pull up a seat, pour up a drink, and join us next time as we make poor judgments. And like, subscribe, and let us know who you think would win if all the presidents got into a fight.
Happy 4th of July, everyone.
Happy 4th of July.